Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for April the 11th, 2022. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com, and you can scroll down and we'll look for the Zoom banner to join her call. This is a live demonstration. All the information is right here to join us Monday through Friday starting at 10 a.m. Now, if you would like the SRC software, but you'd rather demo it first, ask Cathy about a free demonstration. If you would like to experience the SRC4u software, but not ready to purchase it, join her daily energy clearing group. The information's here. We're going to zoom on over by clicking here. This will take us to the live call. When we enter, it may be loud, so you may want to lower the volume on your speakers. And this is the YouTube disclaimer. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. And this is an SRC4u software demonstration. One moment, please.
So here we are at 10 o'clock, and I want to show you that spent some time with Kevin this morning. He won't be on today because he's getting the preliminaries done. He has the pacemaker replaced on the 13th. So he had to go in and get some blood work and things, but he actually was kind enough to spend some time with me. This is the our update, our new update, and I'll tell you, this software just continues to get more and more powerful, and much of this looks the same, but this right here is the life coaching, and I can't really demonstrate it. It's an individual thing. Let me see if I can just pull it up at least. All you've got right now is you can work it on yourself, okay? And so that it's just in beta, and I'm sure there'll be some kind of a fee or something for it at some point, but right now you've got it once you get your update, and you've got it to work on yourself. And I did a little one on me, and I think it really did help me. So I was working on relieving anxiety due to my daughter's pregnancy, and I think it absolutely did that. So, you know, you'll have it. You can play around with it a little bit. And then we have this new dowsing thing now, which I'm still getting used to. You can type something in and then put, is it positive, negative, neutral? And so I put discarnates on board. We came up at a 72. So I went ahead and did an Excel spreadsheet and loaded that in. And you see top thing, we would like to take a spiritual bath, which you can Google that and you can see there's all kinds of ways to take a spiritual bath. You can do it with essential oils. You can do it with vinegar. There's all kinds of ways, but there's information like that. And then just quickly, I'll show you, these are all very subtle. We're working with our fields, not with our body, but invisible to agents of darkness, fractured soul, which is basically, as far as I can see, not realizing you have the power to choose, self-responsibility, heal the fractured collective soul, joy, gaslighting, depossession, recognize, disable, and destroy parasite systems, shatter all tetrahedron mind control harnesses and devices, permanent and irrevocable blockage of all that's a long one. So this gives you an idea. I don't need to go over the whole thing, but this was all of the ones under 1,000. And so I added those just like that. And then we did not want an SRC startup scan. So with that, let me show you where we are right now. We're going to start working on radiation, the stress related to radiation, because that seems to be significant. But also, here's a list of what's loaded in our primary situations now. This is all loaded in.
Yeah. Question, Cathy.
And if you like a general, okay.
Did he do the update already?
I hope I'm not going to lose you. I just got a note my internet connection is unstable. Yeah, I don't know, but I got it this morning from Kevin. So yes, it must be available.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh, I
very
didn't know
good.
that. Okay,
Yeah, good, good, good.
thank you. Did I lose everybody?
No, we lost Cathy,
That's what I thought.
but she doesn't know we lost her. Should we all just get on? Oh, she's doing it. Okay.
Cathy, are you here?
I can hear her.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
It went
now I
off.
can, yeah.
Yeah, it went off and then it muted me. So life is never dull. But anyway, this is a lovely affirmation. I enjoy and rejoice in the multiplicity of Spirit's expression, always remembering that there's only one source back of all. So
I'm not seeing your share, Kath. Me neither. I can't see your screen.
oh my gosh, hold on.
At the very bottom, it will say
No,
screen.
mine doesn't do that on my end. I'm going to have to go out and come back in.
Okay, I'm going to leave as well.
Do you want us all to go out, Cathy?
No, I think if you stay, that it'll work out okay. That is so.
Can you hear us, Cathy?
Yep. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All I'm seeing is the Zoom launch meeting screen.
Yeah, that's all I've got up though. That's all it's up.
Oh,
right
good.
now.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Good morning. Good morning. I think we're good now. I don't know. It went in and then when it went out, it muted me and took the screen and the whole bit. But I guess we're back.
Perfect day for me to be late. Thank you for that.
Yes, everything's carefully planned, just like Inspector Clouseau. So anyway, so let's just douse this affirmation in and see how we resonate with that at this moment in time. So that would be a positive.
I got knocked out.
Yeah, we all did. Okay.
So what are you doing with the now and the maximum, Cathy?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
I guess now, though, that's what this is now. And this can be, we're maximizing it. And then if it were a negative thing, we would be minimizing it. So it's a new experience. It's a little taking some getting used to. I literally just got it this morning.
Where's the minimize?
That would be if you had a negative thing. So let's go up here.
Where is the button?
It'll be right here, but right now it says maximum. But let's just put, for example, here, let me get everybody back in. For example, let's just put discarnates on board. And that would be a negative thing. And then it goes to minimum. You see that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, yeah, so we can clear that because we already did that. So anyway, with working on radiation, what we can start with, which is interesting, is simply, let's just go in and type in stress
Make the print bigger for you.
relate. Yeah, this is let me see, stress related radiation, and let's just go ahead and hit right now the wonder click and see what comes up, and we're getting you can add the additional themes. Okay, is it doing it for me today? This will all take a little getting used to. Let's see if it
That's
adds.
pretty cool.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of information now just with a wonder click. Let's see if it's taking us up any level. Yeah, so it's going to take us up a few more levels. So that I already had from the last update. And what you can do, for example, let's just go in while we're waiting for all that. Let's just put stress-related radiation. And let's put that would be a negative. And let's see, I don't know. We want to check the issue. Okay, so we're right there. Let's lower. So that's the minimum. And I did start reading a book on the radiation situation. And it's interesting. We're going to do a little bit each day, but much of this information we can get right from our own, wonder click. So we've got a lot of work saved here. And let's look and see what we've got. So this is all, okay, for example, here's the pericardium meridians. And we know that's about relationships. Let's just go in and see priority for chi, the pericardium cocktail. So as you get more familiar with everything in here, let's just see, that would be a positive. We don't really need it today. The SRC as it is going to take care. Illness. Let's look at stress related to illness.
What was fractured soul?
To me, fractured soul is when you've lost your ability to create through choice. Neville Goddard, to me, explained the soul the best. He said that humans are the only creatures that's what your soul is, your power to choose. I mean, animals can choose, I want this food or that food. We can actually make a choice what we want to create and create it. So in my own interpretation, when we have stress related, say, to soul fragmentation, that's where we have gotten confused about our power with that ability. It'd be interesting to see what others think.
Thank you. I see that a lot, so I didn't know what it meant.
I do too, all the time, and I think it's trauma that can do that, or it can be environmental. There's so much. Let's look at stress related to illness. Then that would be a negative. Okay, so again, we'll just take that down. Now we could put that in that's where I put the discarnates on board earlier because we had a 72. We hadn't wanted a scan like that in a long time. And you can kind of, now this is another big source of stress that appears pretty often. Let's just check. Stress related metal. That would be a negative. So again, something to be aware of. We need to probably learn more about that, where it's coming from, all the sources.
What number are you lowering from again? Sorry.
I don't remember now what it came in at, but it was like a 49. So, anything, if it's a negative, I'm going to lower it.
It was 49.
Okay, yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I was just asking. So I had in my brain, I don't know if the now was 50 or more, but that's why I was asking what rule you were kind of following there, or.
Yeah, I don't follow any rule for the negatives. I just douse it down for the positives. Typically for me, and everybody will have their own intuition. If I get a 70 or higher, then I start doing more work on that issue. So for example, here we've got stress. Now again, stress-related trauma. And you know, it's funny, we label it as negative, but some of our very best lessons come that way. Okay, so we've done a lot of work on that particular issue. Oops. And it's still copied. So at this moment in time, that number wasn't as high. But we have, okay, there's the aura systems, shoulders, eyes, all balanced out, all in our field. Discomfort, spiritual, gallbladder, habits. So now we're going down a level. This is all in reference, by the way, to radiation. There's habits again. Plaquing, cold. This parathyroid can be an interesting reaction to the radiation. And let's just measure real quickly as a group. Radiation. And that would be a negative. Let me copy that. Look at that. So this is why we are wanting to focus on this week. It's a high priority to look more into this. And of course, I don't know about you guys, but I like my gadgets. I want them. But it does seem that not just the cell phones seem to be the biggest culprit, but the computers, our appliances, etc., are throwing our own field off. And we're going to talk about that each day a little bit, not to focus on the negativity of it, but we have to be aware.
We had absolutely the most bizarre snow I've ever seen here on Saturday. It was almost like somebody had a screen up in the sky with perfect holes in it. And the snow was perfect. It was like coming down in perfect lines, creating a grid, and it would go from small to large. And it would stop and go away and then come back as if somebody was just turning on buttons. And I definitely feel like it had radiation connected to it.
There's something going on, because when I get people that have different things going on, I've gotten to where I just automatically check radiation poisoning. And again, we're working with the etheric.
One thing I use on my phone, my computer, is shungite.
Yeah, that's what, if you all will start sending in different things so we have information on what all is necessary. Now there's a strengthen, and we do have a strengthen immunity scan. Now let's just see if we want that. Would that be a positive? Do we need to do that? About halfway. Just clear that. But I've been doing that for myself every day, and you all have that scan. And I think there's a couple of people on the call that may not have it. So if you shoot me an email, I'll be glad to send some backup lists for you. So we've got the glandular, the endocrine stress. This is all related to the radiation, lymphatic, gallbladder. One picture is worth 128,000 words. So see, we're so programmed with our gadgets that sometimes our brain is plugged in that way. Look at that. This is very interesting. Let's just look at that. Stress related to feeling like a loser. And that would be a negative. Okay, let's just douse that down. We don't need that. resentful, grumpy, freedom, suffer uncertainty, indecision, hesitation, unbalance. And you can, I noticed this one, tomorrow we'll go deeper. I guess I didn't click the advanced. We could have taken even more levels. I thought I had that clicked. And again, all these things that we look at as a negative, in a sense, if there are teachers, let's just put that down. And then this came up the other day, cycles. So we look around, we're kind of going through an interesting cycle, even on the planet. And there's some stress to it. And if we can just remember it's a cycle, that might be really beneficial. So if we go on, just a little bit of the notes just to start in reference to radiation. We do know that the FDA allowed cell phones to be sold without any pre-market testing and without regulations. And we also know that the FDA, most of the people on the FDA are also on the various corporate boards, especially the pharmaceutical boards. And other countries were not as pro on these cell phones, but it's a big money maker, big tracking device, etc. And here you can't argue with this. Oops. This is
Cathy enlarge.
yes. Thank you. There we go. These are the diseases that have ramped up significantly since the cell phones. And so you have these codes, you can work with them, but let's also just go ahead and scan them. And this is just for the group. It's all subtle.
Hey, Cathy.
Yeah.
We've talked about this in the past, those EMF things that you can get that to check the EMF rating on.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of what you call them. Anyway, so the other day, I couldn't find it, and all of a sudden the other day it kind of showed up. So I was playing around with my phone, and of course it was like, I have an iPhone, and it was all kinds of stuff was coming up on it. But I had a feeling about putting it on airplane mode. See if that would make a difference. And it made a huge difference.
Whoa, okay.
Huge difference. So I've been trying to train myself when I put it in my pocket or something like that, because I usually carry it around if I go outside or something like that. Put it on airplane mode so it's not like beeping all that radiation. But anyway, I just thought I would pass that on.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping we all do, is we start sharing tips. Any product we know that has been helpful, etc. And look at this right here, brain tumors. Now, this doesn't mean anybody in the group has a brain tumor, but that's the kind of stress we seem to be most vulnerable to at this moment in time. So we, of course, know that the code actually makes it a positive. So I really am getting used to this, but the code, this is from healingnumbers.info, and it makes it a positive. So we want that code to be 100% impactful. But it's just information. That's all energy is information. And there is no question that the brain, all of this has gone way up. And there is no question that much of the information we get through the mainstream is based on the corporate structure, and there's money involved. And, that's what Mussolini, who I think designed fascism, said fascism was corporate and government working together. So anyway, a couple of things in here.
If I could interject with that mentality, it is now called PPP, Public-Private Partnership. And if you look up Enterprise Florida, for all of us who live in Florida, you will see what the statement you just made is correct.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, okay, so here, all we want is truth. We don't want to there's been a very successful labeling with the term conspiracy theorists, but that's not, we're just looking for the truth. If we find out, as we're told, that, hey, this stuff is harmless, that's a good thing, isn't it? We want just the truth. So there's a code for that, again, from the healingnumbers.info. Look at that, how positive that would be to get the truth. And people are, we do have plenty of sources of information. Let me just see if I can move this over. We want to actually clear health challenges and safety issues connected to the use of the electromagnetic radiation.
Hey, Cathy.
Yeah.
So the thing that worries me too is all of these Bluetooth things that you put in your ears.
You got it.
For example, my ex-husband used to have one of those things, those phones, on his ear all the time from morning until night, and he had a brain tumor.
Yes.
But
Yes.
also lately, I've noticed hearing aids have Bluetooth in them.
Whoa.
And I just, even
What
though
about them? The hearing
well,
aid?
you,
I wear them.
Bluetooth. They've got Bluetooth so that you're connected to the internet the whole time. They're in your ears. You can watch TV with them. You can talk on your phone with them. You can do everything on them. I just don't think that is, my personal opinion, is that's maybe a healthy thing to do.
26 seconds.
What was that?
26 seconds is all I get before my hypothalamus, thymus, all just crash with Bluetooth. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
People need to be
Not
aware
good.
of that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I wear a hearing aid, so I have them on all the time,
Well, you might
but are
want
they
to check it.
Bluetooth?
except for when I sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
Are they
Martha wears
Bluetooth?
hearing aids. She wears hearing aids too, and that's the reason that I started looking into this, is because we're looking at maybe replacing them at some point, and she keeps saying, "Oh, these Bluetooths look really good," and I'm like, "No."
Now, and you're right. Yeah, we need to get the word out. And the interesting thing is, though, it's the closest thing to a religious cult I have ever seen. The people that if the government says it, they believe it. And they will not look. I've had many discussions with people about this over the year, and they're like, the government says this is all fine. That's our information. They're not looking any further. But you can still speak, and every now and then you drop a pebble in the pond. So here again, remember these codes are positive. So we've got a code for this kind of exposure. And if you all will start sending me, you probably have mentioned things before, but I don't always, I'm not the best record keeper. Send it again. Now see this, these are all positives, very positives for us, for codes for this. Now, is there weaponry? We know the technology is real. They used electromagnetic radiation weaponry on a group in Australia. You all know about that. So we know it's real. They have it. Whether or not it's used is another story. Now again, the code is a positive. We just want to see how much we need that code. Okay, so that's not as high, but we'll take it. And then clear stress related to electromagnetic radiation. We're going to end up with a cocktail at some point on this, but it's interesting to break it down and look and see. Okay, so that's no code, so that's a negative. Let's just see where we are at this moment in time. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
The chart that I sent you, Cathy, I can send it again. It's in that.
Would you? Yeah.
It's in that that PowerPoint that I sent.
Yes.
The chart that shows the FCC approved amounts is shocking. The chart.
Yeah, please send it again. That would be, and if you could email, well, you did, I think, before email it too. And I appreciate anything you all send on this. There are crystals that help with this, etc., etc. I know Sharon recommended this plug-in thing. It starts with an A. I'll have to find my receipt unless, Sharon, you can remember. I was really registering high in the house with the radiation stress, and that plug-in thing, I am no longer. So that was a thrill.
The dirty electricity one?
It starts with an A. It's a plug-in. You just plug it into one of your outlets. And so I'll find it. I'll find my receipt if Sharon can't remember. There's other things too. And then what you can do, what I would do, is scan yourself and see. There's a number of us, for example, in here that wear that little Q3 band. And with all that's happened in the world, let's just put Q3 band. And is that a positive? Is that going to help a lot? No, look at that. So we can amp it up. We're not all wearing it, so I won't. But we're gonna have to do some shopping probably. I have the plug, and I have one other thing called the egg, which I'm happy to give information on. But all we have to do, there's a solution for everything. There's absolute solutions. We just have to be aware that we even have a stress. And so many refuse to believe it. They say if they allow all this, it has to be good, but they are not aware of all this. For example, how the FDA has consistently supported the corporate structures way away from the interests of the public. And let's just see if that's even a good thing to reveal it, because we're supposed to be doing stress management here, and a lot of people are going to be highly stressed. So if we were to reveal that, would that even be a positive? Oh, look, well, I guess it would. Look at that.
And
So
if I could share real quick, when I was working with Ann Harrison, she told me about the egg and said Cathy had one, and it was up on the windowsill. So I moved it into the center of Cathy's house, and then later on we moved it into her bedroom on the shelf there. But I was fascinated how it definitely changed the energy of Cathy's apartment, just to share.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick funny story. My friend Ann had already gotten an egg, thinking I would want one, but it was $200. And I had said, I do not want that for $200. And plus, there was no information on it. Apparently, they're very reluctant to share information on it because they don't want it pulled off the market. So when I got hit, been several months ago now, and I was so sick, when I was at first able to check my own self, it was radiation poisoning, 90% radiation poisoning. And so I called Ann and said, I'll take the egg. I resonated with it, but she finally texted me. I'll find it in here if possible, what the egg does, and see if I can fit it in notes. It's not anything she's making any money off selling it. I think there may be someone that makes money, but not her. She's just trying to share the information. That and that plug-in thing right now seem to be all I need personally. But then also, let me show you this.
I wish I would knew the name of that, because years ago they come out with something like that, and I never did get around to buying one of them.
Yeah, it's literally called the egg, but you won't find it online. I'm gonna
$30 it cost.
Yeah, this one's certain, but it's pretty. I like it. It's pretty, isn't it, Joanna?
Oh my gosh, when you touch it, I don't know what it is about it, but it neutralizes your energy. It like aligns it, is all I can say. So I was very fascinated with it. And then Anne has one that she wears too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm trying to, anyways, I just share that.
Yeah, and then let me show you this final thing. I just got this morning from a friend, and this, if you're not familiar with this site, this is clothing you can wear to protect yourself from radiation. And I don't know a thing about it other than the links. I haven't really looked at it. So we have some work we'll be doing, but it's not negative work. It's positive work. I'm thankful for my phone, for my computer, for my refrigerator, and all these things. But there is no question. There is plenty of research that shows this man-made electricity does throw us off, and we're working back. It'd be interesting. Let's just look down here.
And if it says a smart device, there's nothing smart about it, just FYI.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we want a brain scan today.
Yeah, the latest update on the iPhone was so that they could do facial recognition if you're wearing a mask.
Oh, brother. So, see, we would take a brain scan today, too. I'm not sure I have. Let me see if I have that up. I don't know if I can pull that up or not real quickly. But I've been doing this brain scan for me just about every day, even without checking it. Yeah, I'll have to find that. It may be on the other computer. You all have it. You already have that brain scan. But it wouldn't hurt with what's going on in the world to check yourself and see. For example, the group wants that today too, so I'll include that tomorrow where we come up with that. And like I say, anybody new to the call, send me an email and I'll send you some lists that we talked about today that you may not have. So anything else?
I just brought up that website if people want to write it down for that plugin thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's Altera, excuse me, AULTERRA, Altera.com.
Yeah, I really like that, and it's just $80, which is nice.
Sure.
Oh, and test yourself, though. Go in, and that's what I do anyway. See if it's, because none of us wear the same size shoes, and none of us, the same things don't work for all of us. So that's it for today.
Great. Thank you, Cathy.
Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll see you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Cathy.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Namaste.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call demonstrating the SRC4u software. Thank you for participating. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.